Well, welcome everyone, and welcome Barry to the Barry Peatling Football Show.
And welcome to you, Colin, and all my viewers all around Victoria, New South Wales, and all the people overseas, and especially the people in Cyprus. They've been tuning in for the last 2 weeks in the video.
Despite the troubles.
Despite all the trouble over in Egypt, my Cyprus viewers are tuning in.
Well, it's probably the only thing that gives them joy.
Well, I might spark them up.
Spark them up a little.
Give them a bit of a laugh.
Give them something to think about.
And here's a bit of
what we got here.
Bit of a Shepparton stuff here, back in 1967, I think it was.
So we've got Barry Peatling Heads Awards. What award's that?
That was the award for the Player of the Year, and I finished up runners-up that year. I finished up runners-up twice, would you believe it? I cannot believe it. Got beaten by 2 votes.
So down here we've got the leading goal kickers.
Yeah, I was third or fourth in the goal. I finished up second at the end of the season with 57 goals, I think. What's that, 43 there, isn't it?
Yeah, it says 43. So you just to explain to the viewers, you're 6'2".
I was 5'8".
Yep.
And there's a little snippet I found there on the right hand side there.
Hard earned.
Dashed around a few players, and what do you say there?
It says showed class, kicked a goal, got right on the boundary line, and you with your ruck duel, Len Cummins. Yeah, he was in the same team. Was he a pretty good guy?
Full forward, he's alright there, so not bad fella.
What about guy? So he got a bit of so that was some time later when you were playing up at Lemnos and Shepparton.
Yeah. The
Shepparton League, which is the old country league in the days gone by, was pretty big deal.
That was the day I kicked 6 goals that day. I was on top of the award. Was it 6 goals? I think there was 6 goals.
So
I kicked 6 goals 2 weeks in a row.
It's called the GVL. Is that what are they?
Colin, do you hear that? 2 weeks in a row, 6 goals for a rover.
That's not too bad, not too shabby.
Too bad, it's extraordinary.
That's the Goulburn. Is that Goulburn?
Goulburn Valley League.
Goulburn Valley League.
That was recognised as equal to the Wimmera League in that day and age outside the VFL.
And it's pretty flat area around there, Chiltura, and
very boring place.
Very boring. And
boring.
You probably sparked it up, gave them just like the Cyprus viewers, gave them a little bit of entertainment.
I sparked a few people up when I went up there. I'll tell you now.
Yeah, you sort of like a bit more of a hardened body.
Well, I didn't muck about.
Didn't muck about, and you dominated in the late 60s. Well, 60s was your decade, wasn't it, where you sort of played your best football?
It was, yeah. It was 67. It was, just say, finished up runners-up to Fred McMahon. He was on top there too, but I finished up runners-up to in the season.
Fredo McMahon. Oh, okay, yeah, Fredo.
He was another rover.
Another rover?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, he's just a lot taller than me, but he was a rover.
Okay, so he might have been like 5'11" or something like that.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, so he was he's quite tall for those stands. A bit more like a Shane McDonald type.
No, not that type. No.
Not as skillful.
Shane McDonald would have been a lot better than him.
Yeah. All right. Well, we went to a game on the weekend. We went to 2 games on the weekend. Just tell us the first game you went to.
Well, I went and seen Dramana and Sorrento, and I could not. It was a grand final, of course. But that is the biggest crowd. I reckon to be between 10 and 12,000 people there. You couldn't move, couldn't swing a cat.
And what was the other game you went and saw?
Well, I went and seen on a Sunday game, but I'll tell you a little bit about the Sorrento and Dramana game, because it was a very good game to watch.
Okay, what did you think of it?
Well, I thought, I just told you, it was a very good game to watch. The game was...
Crowd was good?
It was a capacity crowd, Colin. You couldn't believe how many people was there. I had to park in the main street of Frankston.
Wow, they would go for a bit of a walk.
Yeah,
let's talk
wasn't too happy about that either.
Talk about the goal kickers there.
No, I won't talk about the goal. Talk about the crowd, and it was unreal. And it was generally probably half and half. There was a lot of supporters there for both sides. And
I'm a bit of a Dramana man myself, having went to the school there.
You're a ex-Dramana boy. That's right.
4 years in Dramana.
But it was on from the start, and I won't go into too much detail about the game, but I want to talk about the the PN League. This is the PN League, we're in the Peninsula MPL. But I must mention, a fellow played for Chelsea about 4 years ago. Anthony Bruman plays for Dramana, a superstar. Chelsea want to I might have a word with a couple of fellows and try and get him back to Chelsea. He's a superstar.
Good player.
Kicked 5 goals and took about 10 marks and kicked about 2 or 3, at least 2 60-metre goals. But it was Sorrento. They were the twos on favourite. They didn't perform at all.
They got some Kilda's connections, I think. What's his
Would
name?
you believe that Nick Rewalt, Cozzy, even Tony Jewell, who has got a big business down, I've been told, down in Dramana, down at Sorrento, and they apparently all walked out of 3/4 time.
Okay.
Stephen Baker was there.
Yeah, Stephen Baker plays for them.
I don't know, he didn't play, but they all walked. Apparently, they were on the other side of the ground, but
Jason Schwartz.
Troy Schwartz,
yeah.
He's hopeless.
Yeah, it's got a bit.
Played like a big girl.
He's not as good anymore.
He played for St Kilda, didn't he?
He did play for St Kilda, yeah. Saw him kick a miracle goal to win a game against Brisbane about 6 years ago.
He's on about 1200 a game, I think. But he's never got a kick.
Right.
But I'll go straight to the goal kickers. For Dramana, Anthony Bruin kicked 5, and this fella Toby Banks, a superstar, mate. Only about 5'3". No, he's about 5'6", but kicked 4 goals. Sorrento's only one. We wouldn't mention him because not worth mentioning. But the best players for Dramana were Paul Minchington, who's got a brother who plays for Mount Eliza.
Oh yeah.
He's a little rope. He took 2 big marks in the pack. I used to take these big marks when I was playing. But he was shorter than me. He was the best on the ground. Toby Danks, Anthony Bruin, and the votes, I give 3 votes to Paul Minchington, 2 votes to Toby Banks, and 1 vote to Anthony Bruin. And the final scores was Dramana 28, 20 goals 8, 7-7.
Wow. Any highlights?
No, just that Anthony Bruin, all his marks, he takes some brilliant marks. He was picked in the league side of the year, the best side of the year in the record. So that was a good game to watch.
A player that Chelsea let go.
Well, we're got to try and get him. I was talking to Snake. He was telling me all about what's going on. So just get on the phone and have a word to whoever's in charge of him and get him over to Chelsea, because he'll be a superstar in Chelsea. He played all his early football in Chelsea.
Oh, he needs to come back.
Get back.
All right. Well, we went to another game, really the main game of the season, EDS versus YCW. And who did you pick to win?
I picked the first 3 wins. I picked One Beach twice, and I picked EDS to win to the big YCW. I told Paul Carpenter and not Paul.
Carpus.
I did tell Paul Carpus too to win, but I told Gary Carpenter and he'll be happy because they have beaten EDS twice this year, One Beach.
Oh, very good. Oh, they'll be happy to play that team. Okay.
Yeah, they would be, yeah.
Well, tell us about the ground and the conditions. The
ground was perfect, as usual. It's probably one of the best grounds around at Francis Park, without any shadow of doubt. Very good to watch the game. But the crowd, Colin, I tell you now, it was pathetic. It was like a practice game. I said to Snake, where's everybody gone? I mean, compared to the crowd the day before, I mean, it is a preliminary final. It's not a home and away game.
So next week the grand final?
Next week's the grand final.
Bombirch versus Edith Bay Aspendale.
Yeah, EDS.
That's very unusual because it's usually one of the teams, Mount Eliza or Frankston, in the finals, or Karingal.
Well, Karingal, but I'm just saying, the crowd, I reckon they'd be lucky to be 1,000 people there, at the most. And they're all ferals across the road, and all the EDS, and it was no atmosphere, and the game was no atmosphere either. The first half was very boring. I just wrote down here. First half-time scores were 3-4 to 2 goals in favour of YCW.
That's pretty boring.
But after
half-time,
the second half, I mean the first half was pretty even, but ended in a draw. It was a game where it finished up in a draw.
Yeah, then what happened?
And they played 5 minutes of each end.
Yeah.
But it was no atmosphere. It just wasn't like a final. It was like a home and away game. But EDS finished up at what's his name? The centre forward. I did write his name down somewhere. What's his name? It takes a big. I forget it now. We'll come to you later. But I'll give you the final scores were 11. This is after 5 minutes of each time, each way. It was 11-17 to 11-12.
Wow. So they won by 5 points. Okay, excellent. So give us the goal kickers then, Barry.
The goal kickers for EDS was Angus Scott. Unbelievable game. 5 goals. He won the game. He kicked the last 3 goals for EDS. Brad Tagg kicked 2 goals, and for YCW, David Bowley kicked 3 goals. He was the only goal kicker, I think. It was just a very ordinary game preliminary final. It was hardly any atmosphere at all. Anyway, the best players for EDS were Angus Scott, Johnson, Tim Mannix, and Joshua Triponi. I'll tell you something about that Joshua Triponi in a minute. For YCW was Byron Barry, Ricky Morris, Lachlan Wallace, number 50. He's not a Bella Rosa, fella, and David Bodley. And his votes.
1 vote.
one goes to Joshua Tripconey. Funny name, isn't it?
Very funny name. 2 votes.
2 votes to Byron Barry. Played well. Played a great game. Captain of the YCW. And 3
votes
to Angus Scott. He's 5 goals and God, he take a mark.
Very good. So a very, very boring game to watch. You say no atmosphere. So, what are any particular other comments on the game?
No, only that. Well, I must mention that Angus Scott. He played unbelievable, especially in the last quarter. But this number 30 for EDS, Joshua Tripconey, he had about 10 possessions, including the time on. But the last quarter, he made a couple of blues in the second quarter, but he only about 18 or 19, and he just took over in the last quarter and the last 10 minutes of the time on. And he's going to be a player. Angus, Joshua Tripconey, well done, mate, well done.
Any players we can poach to Chasey?
I went past a few of the YCW fellas just after the game walking across the ground, and they were devastated. Especially Ashley Eames played a fair game, but he was sitting on the ground and was having a bit of a cry. I was going to say something.
Well, they get into the finals a fair bit.
Well, anyway, they've played in the last 3 grand finals.
So time for someone else. It should be interesting. Bomb Beach YCW grand final.
No, it's not. It's Bond Beach EDS.
Bond Beach EDS. Yeah, well, we'll look forward to that. Sorry, I must
Bond Beach will. I'm forecasting about 6 goal win.
All right. Okay. That's the forecast.
That'll be too good.
You'll be there. When is it? Next Saturday?
2:30 next Sunday at Frankston Park.
Okay.
I'm sure that God, they can get a decent sort of a crowd. They'll get a good crowd in the grand final. So.
Yeah.
But
look forward to that.
And hopefully I'll be speaking to Mr. Shane McDonald with a bit of luck in the next couple of days. Have an interview with him, and I might try and go down and watch him train on Thursday night and have a few words with the coach.
That'd be nice. Okay, now let's talk about a subject that isn't so good. This is the Tigers.
Might be talking too much about them. I can't believe it. I mean, I was watching the game down at Frankston Park, and someone said they're 4 goals in front, and I said, that's it, good. Then they take, so when
they got 6 goals in front. They were 30 points in front.
Oh, I don't know, it was too much.
They choked.
But I watched the last 25 minutes. I got home from the game, and it just wasn't in the race. It was a off day.
Hard to
Bad
watch.
news.
Hard to watch.
I might get over it by the end of the week, but because I backed them to win like under 39.5. I thought, well, I've got the money because only for 10 points in front. And anyway, I just finished too strong.
Bit disappointing. Next year, Carlton the luckiest team in the AFL.
Yeah, they shouldn't have me there.
But they are. They're there.
We might be able to protest. Could we protest? Because
there is. I saw
unofficially he wasn't there.
Apparently, Bartlett was jumping up and down about it this morning. He said that Nick Duggan wasn't on the team sheet, so he was playing. And they reckon the point should be taken off him.
Right, I'll ring up.
So they reckon they got till Wednesday to protest.
Might do it too.
Yeah, so
got about as much chance of getting that protest as me winning Touch Lotto.
Oh well, any Cheerios, Barry?
Oh yeah, the old Cheerio to my little lady Annie and Carla, and they've had 14 blackouts the last 4 days.
I think I heard it. I heard just listening, overhearing on the. If my wife would tell her to stop messaging you on Skype because I can hear it in the background going blip blip blip. So special message to you, Anna.
Annie, just take. I mean, yeah.
Not during the video. Not during about 2:30 to 3 o'clock.
No, that's right.
That's
Annie, be a good girl and don't interrupt our video. It's going worldwide now.
Worldwide. So anyway, that's a special message to you. Any other Cheerios? Well,
I don't know what's happening to PH, whether he's still going or not, but give me a call, PH, and tell me what's going, because the Tigers are...
that's the season over.
I don't know whether I'll get over it or not. I'll probably get over it. One day.
One day.
But anyway, but...
to your Latvian viewers and your Syrians,
especially my Cyprus viewers,
Cyprus,
and the United Kingdom and United States and Canada, they are on tap every week, Colin, on my videos.
Tapping away. Probably the CIA. Might be the CIA.
And someone's the last couple of weeks are checking out my 1961 Rapania Grand Final. There's been 25 hits the last week. So I hope you enjoyed it was a special put together, that video, because there's no sound when I first got. I'm the only one that's got that tape.
We've got commentary over it.
It took about 4 or 5 takes to get that on, especially with Colin Sutcliffe behind the camera there. And now that it's catching on, so keep watching.
Anyway, that's goodbye from me.
And see you next week. Bye bye.